Action!
Okay, so today we're making a crumb topping that we can use for muffins and coffee cakes and things like that. So what we have here is we have flour, we have baking powder, we have salt, cinnamon, brown sugar, and butter. And it's going to be pretty easy. We're just going to start by sifting in all the dry ingredients. So we're going to sift the flour and salt. We can add it all together. Baking powder and cinnamon. And we're going to sift this all so there's no clumps. Get the salt out of there. And then we're going to whisk in the brown sugar. Just want to make sure it's all mixed together. There's no big clumps of anything. Maybe if there's a big piece of brown sugar, you can just break it up with your hands. And like that's okay. It doesn't have to be totally mixed because now we're going to incorporate the cold butter chunks that we have here. And we're going to rub them together in the flour to make a crumb topping. So you add the butter and you're just kind of going to go into the mixture and you're going to be pinching the butter into the flour, and you're trying to achieve sort of sandy or kind of pebble texture where you have the bits of butter coated by the flour and sugar mixture. So you could take this same recipe and probably add some oats or some chopped nuts or something like that if you wanted for extra texture. But you would probably just incorporate that at the very end once you have the right consistency in your butter mixture. So you can see right here it's starting to get kind of a little bit sandy as you have the bits of butter incorporating with the flour. And you're just kind of going to keep going. You just don't want any really big pieces of butter in there because when you bake those are just going to melt off and make your muffins or whatever it is very greasy and kind of gross. You could probably also use a food processor for this if you were going to make a really big batch. And just pulse your really cold butter with the same sugar and flour mixture. I'll just keep pinching, pinching, pinching. Sort of rub it between your fingers like this. Okay, so I think we're looking all right here. We have some bigger pieces, but it's mostly all incorporated. So we can, at this point, either use it directly on the muffins, or you're just going to take a container and you're going to set this aside for when you're ready to use it.
I'll just keep it in the freezer.
Yeah, and if you're not using it right away, then you can store it in the freezer.